Hello everybody, my name is Stupid Ninja, and today I'm going to be showing you my LEGO Hellboy figure.
Can the BPRD handle two of us? Let's just say the professor's concerned. What could possibly go wrong?
For a little bit of backstory on this build, I built this LEGO Right Hand of Doom, Hellboy's right hand, and soon after that I decided to make a much better version of the Right Hand of Doom out of cardboard and foam. Once that was complete, I thought it would be awesome to just make the whole costume. While making the costume, I decided it was a good idea to get to know the character of Hellboy, so I watched the movie and picked up a few of the comics, which are both amazing by the way, and I definitely suggest them if you're interested. Then I decided it would be pretty cool to build a LEGO Hellboy figure inspired from the 1000 Toys Hellboy figure that was released recently. Now, here we are! I don't think this is an amazing build by any standards, but I really do like it and thought I'd make a video for it anyway. That, and it also uses pretty much the majority of my unique red parts, and I will definitely need those for future versions of Optimus Prime and stuff like that. And even then you can see I didn't even have enough red plates here to finish the arm. First of all, first thing I want to talk about is the detail on this guy. He is based off of both Mike Mignola's artwork, he is the creator of Hellboy, and the 1000 Toys Hellboy figure itself. Mostly the 1000 Toys Hellboy figure. It was very helpful in creating this. I do not own that figure, but based off of reference images, I was able to make this, and I think it turned out pretty well. In terms of detail, I do think I was able to pack quite a lot in here. For example, the belt. It's not the best belt I could have possibly built, but it's pretty good. He has that weird strap hanging down the front, a nice holster for his gun right here. It's just a little clip there, and then his tail is connected to the belt back here just for simplicity's sake. And of course, the shorts. Hellboy in the comic books, if you didn't know, wears shorts, not full pants, so I gave him those there. Then he has the hooved feet there that you can see, with a little bit of a strap around the top of his calf, which I think looks really good. And then coming up here, you can see the muscle detail, which is not perfect in any way, but I do think it looks pretty good nevertheless. Of course, the detail on the head is some of my favorite. If you can see that, if that will focus. Come on, please focus. There we go. Got the yellow eyes. Hellboy has very yellow eyes. And the horns up there. Originally I was just going to use the stud of the piece underneath this, the two studs of that, but they just didn't stand out enough, so I opted for this. And of course the nose looks really good. This guy is one of my more fragile builds, so you can kind of see that there. He has the mouth seam just going across right there. I think it looks really good. Then the Right Hand of Doom. Really love how this came out. Love the cylinder of the hand. Love the hand itself. I really love this Right Hand of Doom. It came out perfectly. It articulates really well. The fingers look really good. It has all the knuckles. Yeah, I just really love that. And then, of course, whoops, his leg is backwards there. 1 second. Then, of course, right here, you have the, if I can pop it off without breaking it. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to set him back over here. The Good Samaritan, Hellboy's trusty pistol. You can see it right there. Love this build. This went through many revisions. This was just the easiest to deal with, so I decided to keep this version. There was much smaller versions that fit in his hand a bit better, but I think this works just fine. And you saw it does in fact fit in his hand, and his hand is articulated. Hellboy has 5 fingers on his left hand, but this just makes it look better, and he can hold the gun really, really well. As you can see there, it just pops right into his palm and looks really good. And then of course, when you're not using the gun, you can pop it in right there on the trigger guard. It just fits right into that holster. It's not really a holster, but it fits right in there and looks massive on his belt, as it should. And I think that looks absolutely fantastic. One little thing I almost forgot to show you guys is the alternate face. So if I can just pop this off, there we go. You can pop off the head, as you see right there. This will just focus. And take this piece, just pop the mouth off, and replace it with this new piece. And you have Hellboy smoking a cigar that is on fire. And I love how this looks. I think it looks fantastic. Now we can get into articulation. I tried to pack in as much as possible without sacrificing any of the looks, and I think I did pretty well in that regard. I did very much base this guy off of the 1000 Toys in terms of articulation, so let's just get into that. First of all, his head can rotate, and it does pop off fairly easily, but if you're careful with it, it won't. So it can rotate. It can look up very far. Looks kind of weird unless you do this. He does have multiple joints in his neck. All in all, he can look up ridiculously far. He can look down. Well, I guess it depends on your version of down, but he can look down. His arms move out that far. Both of them do. Well, this one a little bit farther. They move forward, 360. Might hit his chest, but that'll just slide out of the way. He does have a upper arm rotation. Then, of course, he has the bend at the elbow. You can extend it a little bit to just get a little bit more bend in there. And obviously he has a rotation at the forearm. And his hand rotates, and the thumb popped off. His hand rotates at the wrist. If I can get this on here. Okay, his hand rotates at the wrist. Back, forward. All the fingers articulate and look very nice. His right hand of doom is a little bit different. It's on a ball joint, so it bends in about that far and can pivot each way. Even though that's not natural, it can do that. Of course, it rotates up here at the forearm and then down here at the wrist, and it can fold down and up. It can't go back that far, but that's fine. And then the thumb articulates quite a bit. It can open all the way and close all the way as well. You can actually just go into 360. Then the fingers, of course, can all bend at the knuckle and everything, and you can get a nice fist position, and boom. Of course, this guy's falling apart. Again, as I mentioned, he is probably the most fragile thing I've ever built. Anyway, he has an ab crunch, goes in pretty far, and can go back. There's this panel back here that you can lift up to get him further back, about like that. And so that's pretty cool. And then he is on a ball joint down here. Let me just pop that off. You can kind of see if you extend this out a little bit, you get a little bit of motion there on that ball joint. So it's a nice way to hide the joint. And of course you can just push that back down nice and tight so it doesn't pop off or anything like that. And then this popped off, but this does have a little bit of articulation. The gun can rotate on the belt. It can go from the side to the front. Hellboy seems to have his gun on his front, so that's where I'm going to keep it. His tail is articulated as well. Folds up, down, rotates 360, and folds in the middle. Now to his legs. This is actually the part I built first, and it was extremely challenging. They kick outward. The belt does hinder it, of course, so you can just pop that out. The legs kick outward that far without the belt, and only that far with the belt. They move forward that far, both with and without the belt. He has a upper thigh rotation and can bend at the knee, double jointed bend. Pieces can come in to look a little bit more natural. He does not rotate at the knee or the calf. And then, of course, he has the ankle pivot, and the ankle does move up and down. So, all in all, lots of articulation. His belt, as you can see there, is just attached. It's very, very blurry. His belt is just attached right there with one of these, and it's quite difficult to get on, but I'm going to try it right now. And there we go. That was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. Anyway, that is all for articulation and design and all that stuff. Now I'll get into some comparisons, and then I will end out the video. Setting Hellboy off to the side, here he is compared to a minifigure. And yeah, he's about 6 inches tall and completely dwarfs a little minifigure. So that's quite nice. Now here is Hellboy compared to another one of my builds. my mini Optimus, and you can see just how large this guy really is. Again, here is Hellboy compared to an actual action figure. This is Optimus. He stands at about 6 or 7 inches tall. This is one of my favorite Optimus figures of all time. And yeah, they scaled pretty much perfectly. And now, finally, here is a 7-inch scale figure, Mikey from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This figure itself is actually 6 inches, which is accurate in a 7-inch scale. And he is not accurate compared to Hellboy. He should be down here. But I love these figures. I have all 4. They are fantastic. And there is that comparison. Now that those comparisons are all over, there's really not anything else I need to say about this guy. So, with that being said, thank you everybody for watching. If you liked this build, make sure to leave a like and make sure to subscribe for more stuff like this. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.
Hellboy wins.